10 Down WJ presents The Cost of Care, a tale of miscommunication and misguided intentions. Part 1. The beginning of a routine. Jake Thompson was a man of routine. Every morning, he woke up at 6 a.m., had a hearty breakfast, and spent a few minutes going over his to-do list for the day. His wife, Mia, was the opposite. She thrived on spontaneity and emotion. Their differences complemented each other in many ways, but sometimes they clashed in significant ways. One Thursday morning, Jake was preparing for a major presentation at work. It was a pivotal moment in his career, and he needed to be at his best. As he reviewed his notes and practiced his speech, Mia walked into the room with a bright smile. "Good luck today, babe. You're going to crush it," she exclaimed, her energy infectious. "Thanks, Mia. I appreciate it. I just need to focus today, okay? I'll call you during my lunch break," Jake replied, hoping his tone conveyed the seriousness of the day. Mia nodded, her eyes sparkling with encouragement. "Of course, but I'll check in on you just to make sure you're doing okay. I want to help." Jake smiled, but a knot formed in his stomach. He had learned over time that Mia's idea of helping often led to distractions, and he couldn't afford any today. Part 2. The first call. The clock struck 9 a.m., and Jake was knee-deep in work. He was preparing slides for his presentation when his phone buzzed. It was Mia. "Hey, babe, just wanted to see how it's going." Jake took a deep breath. "I'm busy right now, but I'm doing fine. I'll call you later, okay?" "Okay. Just wanted to check in. Love you. Love you too," he replied, feeling a slight pang of guilt. He knew she meant well, but he desperately needed to concentrate. Part 3. The cycle continues. As the hours rolled on, Mia called again and again. Each 10-minute interval felt like a new wave crashing over him, pulling him away from his tasks. "Hey, Jake, just checking in. Hey, just wanted to remind you to take a break. Did you eat lunch yet?" It wasn't long before Jake felt his focus slipping. He had been on a roll, but now he could hardly think straight. Each call disrupted his flow, and he found himself growing agitated. "Mia, I really need you to stop calling me every 10 minutes. It's making it hard for me to concentrate," he said during a particularly frustrating conversation. "Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure you're okay. I thought it was helping," she replied, her voice tinged with confusion. "I get it, but I need to work. I need you to trust that I can handle this," he said, his tone softer, but still firm. Part 4. The breaking point. The day dragged on, and Jake struggled to keep his composure. He could feel the weight of the presentation pressing down on him like a heavy blanket. When the clock finally hit 5 p.m., he felt a mix of relief and dread. He was exhausted, not just from work, but from the emotional rollercoaster that had been his day. He arrived home to find Mia in the kitchen, cooking dinner. "How was your day?" she asked, her voice bright with curiosity. "Long," Jake replied, running a hand through his hair. "I really need to talk to you about something." Mia's smile faded slightly, and she nodded. "Sure, what's on your mind?" Part 5. The conversation. Jake took a deep breath, feeling the weight of his thoughts. "I appreciate that you care about me and want to help, but the constant checking in today was really distracting. I couldn't focus at all, and it hurt my performance." Mia looked hurt, her eyes welling up. "I just wanted to be supportive. I thought calling you would make you feel loved. I know, and I love you for it. But sometimes, your idea of support doesn't align with what I need to succeed," he explained gently. "I need to be able to navigate my day without constant interruptions. Trust me to reach out when I need you." "Okay," Mia said softly, wiping a tear from her cheek. "I didn't realize it was affecting you like that. I just wanted to help. I know, and I appreciate your intentions. But we need to communicate better about what we each need, especially on days like today," he replied. Part 6. The resolution. Over the next few days, Jake and Mia worked on their communication. They established a system where she could check in once during his work hours, and he would text her updates when he had a moment. This compromise allowed Jake to focus while still feeling supported. As the days turned into weeks, Jake found himself leaning into the new routine. He realized that Mia's emotional intelligence was a strength, but it needed to be channeled in a way that didn't disrupt his work life. Mia, on her part, learned to give Jake the space he needed, while still being present for him. They both grew in understanding, appreciating each other's strengths while acknowledging their weaknesses. Part 7. The Reflection. One evening, as they sat on the couch watching a movie, Jake turned to Mia. "You know, I've been thinking a lot about our communication since that day. It's amazing how a small change can make such a big difference." Mia smiled. "I'm glad we talked about it. I never want to be a distraction for you, especially when you're working on something important. I know that now. I see your heart in wanting to help, and I want to be better at recognizing that without letting it interfere with my work," Jake said. Mia nodded, her expression thoughtful. "And I'll work on being more mindful of your boundaries. I don't want my emotions to dictate how I support you." Part 8. A Lesson in Trust. As weeks turned into months, Jake realized that trusting Mia with his emotions didn't mean relinquishing control. Instead, it was about finding a balance. He learned that he didn't have to carry the weight of his tasks alone. He could lean on her for support without compromising his focus. Mia, in turn, discovered that being emotionally attentive didn't have to mean constant contact. She learned to trust Jake's ability to manage his work, allowing him the space he needed while still being there for him in meaningful ways. Their relationship grew stronger as they navigated these challenges together, proving that miscommunication could lead to misunderstanding, but open dialogue could pave the way for growth and trust. Part 9. The Final Thought. In the end, Jake and Mia learned that love is not just about emotional connection but also about understanding and respect for each other's boundaries. They both understood that a strong partnership thrives on trust and communication, and that it was essential to approach challenges with empathy rather than frustration. Through their journey, they discovered that being created in the image of God meant embracing both their strengths and weaknesses and supporting each other through the trials of life. And as they continued to grow together, they realized that true strength lies not in manipulation or belittling each other, but in lifting each other up and navigating the complexities of life hand in hand. In conclusion, a path forward. As they moved forward, Jake implemented strategies to manage his time effectively, and Mia focused on being present without overwhelming him. They both learned that a successful relationship required effort, patience, and a willingness to adapt and communicate openly. Their love flourished, grounded in mutual respect and understanding, proving that navigating life's challenges together was not just possible but a beautiful journey worth undertaking. 10 Down WJ, where creativity meets impact. 10 Down WJ, E-N-T